Hi everybody and welcome back to my channel. I'm Lysha from Lysha Be Creative, and today I am showing you how I put together my new studio space. So you guys know, if you've been following me for a while, that my craft space and my garage have really been a work in progress, and so I want to show you a little bit about, how I'm starting to put my area together. It is not completely done, however, I feel like I have to just show you guys how I ended up putting together my brand new glitter shelf, as well as setting up this sort of studio area that I'll use for filming my intros. So of course, everything that I use in today's video will be listed and linked down in the description box down below. Please be sure to check that out for discount codes, as well as links to all of my social media, including my Facebook group, Lysha Be Creative Community. So let's go ahead and jump right into today's video. So first things first, the breakdown. So of course I had to take down all of my glitter off my shelves and sort of clean up and move a lot of these boxes and items out of the way. Once I was able to get to the actual wall and space that I'd be painting, it's now time to get into painting. So I picked two colors that are rather close to my brand colors. I picked this really beautiful purple, and then I decided, of course, because I was going to be adding some leopard print to my wall, that I wanted there to be, a really standout color. And so I didn't want to go with black, since that doesn't really match my brand necessarily. So I decided to go with like this light gray. So I'm going to do a nice coat of paint of the purple first. I did go in with two coats, but this paint that I picked up from Home Depot actually was really like dense and opaque, and I really didn't have to do the second coat, but I decided to just be safe and do so. Once I'm done with that, I did let this dry for about a couple days before I actually got to painting the hand painted leopard here. And so you're watching me here go in with my first few leopard print spots. I used a Home Depot brush that I picked up from the department store, and I ended up switching to like one of my regular paintbrushes that I'd use for cups, because it just felt better in my hands, and I felt like I was better able to really paint out these spots a little bit better. So I'm just going to literally do hand painted leopard in a much larger size than I would on a cup. So I will say that this is a little bit challenging, only because I really knew what I wanted like the end vision to look like. But when you're trying to see that vision on the wall, it's a little bit harder because the canvas is so large that I had to stand back quite a few times just to make sure that the sizing of my leopard print made sense for the wall space that I was using. So just like hand painting leopard on a cup, I'm doing sort of a combination of C shapes, parentheses, C shapes and a dot. So those typical leopard print shapes that I think of when I would do my hand painted leopard on a cup, versus doing this on a much larger scale, which is the wall. So of course I'm not going to make you watch me paint these this slow. We're going to speed up the video a little bit here so you can watch me go through the entire session of me painting. This probably took me about, I want to say probably 2 to 3 hours to get it done, only because I was being a little bit of a perfectionist, trying to like make sure all of the spots were even. And I did end up going with 2 coats of this sort of light gray paint, because I wanted to make sure that the edges of all the leopard print were really, were really filled in and didn't kind of look like smush marks, if you will, across the wall. So I'm going to go in with a second coat of paint after I've done the entire wall here. And so after I've done that, I will let this dry for a couple of days. This project probably overall took me, I want to say, a total of probably 3 weeks. So it took a lot of like planning for myself as far as like when I was going to start this project. It's been a project that's just been like on the back burner and like in the back of my mind to like get started. But once I finally purchased all the supplies that I needed to be able to revamp this side of my space, I really decided to kind of get going. But that being said, if you guys follow me on social media, you also know that I was sick for a little bit and then I injured my finger. So it's been a little bit challenging to get this space done, but I'm so happy that it's finally finished, because it's just been literally staring at me every time I walk into my craft space. So of course, here's the sped up portion of me adding all the leopard print to the wall. I end up doing the entire wall and all the leopard print, and then you'll see me go back to where I started and add some smaller pieces of leopard spots on those sort of sparse areas, just to really fill in any of the gaps. It just looked a little weird to me. Something I would do if I was doing this hand painted leopard sort of on a cup versus doing it on the wall here. And of course, just when you think I am done with the wall, I'm not quite. So I decided that I was going to take an idea right out of the Sweary Kim book, and I was going to add some glitter to my wall. So I am doing what she did for her walls, and I'm going to be adding a little bit of polyacrylic mixed with some literally cheapy Michaels glitter to give my polyacrylic some sparkle. And I'm going to apply this with a paintbrush directly to all of my leopard print. So here's the view of the matte sort of colors on the wall before I've added the sparkle, and now you're gonna see what it looks like all beautiful and sparkly. I know it's super hard to pick up in the video, but it is really sparkly once you're kind of in person and can see it, and I absolutely love that I was able to kind of get this accomplished sparkly look with just a couple coats of polyacrylic across all of my spots here. So once I was done with that, I did then enlist my husband and hire him to sort of put my shelves up, because let's be honest, if I were to put up the shelves, all my glitter would slide from one end of the shelf off the other end. So thankfully he was willing to help me put these shelves up, because otherwise it would have been a real struggle for me to get this done. So kudos to him for helping me out here, because it would have been crazy if I did so. So after the wall was finally done, it's now time to kind of prep and get my space together. So I purchased this 5x7 leopard print rug from Amazon. It was like 50 bucks. It was actually really inexpensive. I was a little bit surprised with how cheap it was. So I picked this up because it's perfect and matches the chair cover that I purchased as well from Amazon, and it kind of just goes with the whole leopard print aesthetic. And you guys know how I feel about leopard print. Like if there has to be some sort of print, it's got to be leopard print and it must sparkle, right? So I'm just gonna lay this rug out sort of under where my shelf is gonna go and where my chair will sit when I am filming and recording my intros. So once I've gotten this all laid down and flat and made sure that it is covering all the areas of the floor that I need it to, I'm then going to move into assembling the cube shelf that I'm going to be using for some additional storage and some sort of extra places to hide craft supplies that I purchased from Michaels or Hobby Lobby. So let's go ahead and hop over to that. So now I'm putting together another cube shelf that I just purchased from Target. It must have been on sale because it was only like $25, and I'm pretty sure that the one I purchased from them before was at least $50. So definitely a score for me, because I didn't expect it to be on sale. But this is a behind the scenes of what it looks like when I try and put something together. There's a lot of staring at the instructions and not really knowing what's happening, and then eventually figuring it out. It just took me probably like 45 minutes to an hour to do so. So after that, I am putting in some gray cube shelves that I just got from the Amazon world and was able to add those because it just matched so nicely with the leopard print in the background. I'm now adding a little bit of glitter that still needs to be bottled into one of the cubes and just kind of filling up already those cubes with different supplies that I need to store that I've just been taking up space. After I've done that, it's now time to organize my glitter. And I will tell you, this was a feat. This took me a bit of time, and I think it's because I'm really particular in how I wanted my glitter bottles to look. And although I'm still not super thrilled with the order in which I put the glitter, I already know that I will be transitioning to the black capped bottles instead of the red ones that I originally started with. But that's a work in progress, and I'll have to wait for that. Now to add the final touches to my space here, we're going to just sort of spruce up this top of my shelf area. I decided that I wanted to put a little bit of, different things on this space. This is probably a space that's going to change with the seasons, but I really wanted to be able to showcase some of the cups out here in my space. Typically, they live in a shelf upstairs in my kitchen, and I decided that I wanted to be able to put these on display. So all of the cups that are in the video right here that I'm displaying, these are ones that I've either been gifted to me, that have been sent to me, that I've participated in swaps from, and I wanted to put them on display. Although they're cups that I use, I still wanted those to kind of be in the background of my my videos, because these are super meaningful to me, and I love each and every cup that someone has created for me or that I've bought from you in your amazing creations. So thank you to anybody who is watching this video and created a cup for me. I absolutely love it, and I do use these frequently, and it'll be nice to just go downstairs and pick out a cup and then go make a cup of coffee. So just to add some finishing touches here, Of course, I'm being super particular about how I organize my cups. Why? I don't know, because it probably will change frequently and it probably will look different by the time you see the next video of me in the studio space. But to finish these off, I am going to add the LBC lettered wall sign decor that I created a couple videos ago, and I will tag that down in the description as well as right here. This is just going to kind of finish things out for right now. And although I don't know that I am completely finished with this space, I'm really happy with how everything turned out. The very final piece of this was to add my chair cover, and I will tell you that I don't think that this chair cover was for my type of chair, but I made it work, and gosh darn it, I was determined, and I made sure to get that bad boy right on there. But I love how this chair cover looks. Sorry it's kind of cropped out of the video, but I'm actually kind of glad it is, because the struggle was real trying to get this chair cover on my chair that I sit in when I film my intros. So that is everything. Let's go ahead and take a look at the final result of my new studio. I really hope that you enjoyed today's video. If you did, definitely be sure to give this video a huge thumbs up and subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you guys again soon. Bye!